It's that time of year again when we start talking about tropical storms and hurricanes, at least in the Atlantic and Eastern Pacific Oceans. But if you consider the entire globe, tropical season never really ends. Now, these are the areas we watch in this part of the world for the development of tropical cyclones, and in fact, the first of the year formed last week in each of these basins. But tropical cyclones also form in other areas of the world, including the Western Pacific Ocean, the North Indian and South Indian Oceans, and the South Pacific northeast of Australia. By far, most form in the Northern Hemisphere, about 70% on average. Now, if you group together all the tropical storms that form on Earth and break them up by the month when they develop, you get this distribution. Globally, the minimum is in April and May, when the average is 3 to 4. Most of those form in the South Indian Ocean. The peak globally is in August and September, when the Atlantic and the Eastern and Western Pacific are active. In total, the global average is 85 to 90 per year. Now, here's a look at the global number of tropical storms each year since 1970, a period when global satellite coverage gives us confidence that we didn't miss many storms. The last few years have been relatively quiet. There were only 69 tropical storms worldwide in 2010, the fewest in this period, and 77 last year. The two-year total was also the lowest in this period. Now, just plotting storm totals like this can be misleading because a wimpy one-day tropical storm counts the same as a Category 5 hurricane that lasts 2 weeks. Tropical researchers prefer a different measure called accumulated cyclone energy, which gives more weight to storms that are stronger and last longer. And by that measure, the last 5 years really stand out as being relatively quiet globally, especially compared to the previous 5 years and much of the 1990s. This recent lull is comparable to a relatively quiet time back in the 1970s. 2012 is also off to a slow start globally. In fact, when Tropical Storm Aletta formed in the Eastern Pacific last Tuesday, it ended a 41-day stretch without a tropical storm anywhere on Earth. That's the longest such stretch in at least 70 years. One record stretch that's still going involves major hurricanes, those rated Category 3 or higher, making landfall in the United States. The last to do so was Wilma in October 2005. Which came into southwestern Florida more than 6.5 years ago. Since 1900, the U.S. has never gone that long without a major hurricane making landfall somewhere in the country. There's no way to know this far ahead whether it'll happen this year. Most outlooks call for an average Atlantic hurricane season, but that says nothing about landfalling hurricanes. Paul will be back with the extended forecast next.